Here he is, Chef John.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. How do I look?
You look great. You look great. I saw your setup. I posted it on Instagram, and we're here. We are here. And
Yes, that's
I
my
was just
first. Go ahead.
no, I was just showing everybody this crazy contraption I'm wearing so they can watch me cook.
Yeah, and why are there hearts coming out of my shoulder?
Yeah. Stop that. Stop that. Oh, stop with the hearts, will you? Jesus. Hey, look, we're actually on the same screen. We actually made it work. You got lots of fans loving you.
They're crazy.
So we have quite a few people joining us, a little bit more than I had in the past. So you're bringing your I'm getting the Chef John bump right now, which is
I'm not going to be happy unless we crash the server. Is that what they're called, server?
I don't know if we can crash Instagram. That would be pretty good if we can crash Instagram.
Well, if anyone can do it, we can.
That's true. Absolutely true.
And are we supposed to be wearing striped shirts?
What?
Are we supposed to be wearing our striped shirts? I forgot about our dress code from our previous food blogger.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
We should wear
our striped shirts.
Anyway, you better get going. I'm wasting all your time.
All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make Chef John's famous buffalo hot wing sauce. And I have all my ingredients. I'm going to show you right now. I got all my ingredients here, all lined up and ready. I got my oil preheated, which I'm keeping at a nice 375 right now. And I got some chicken wings kind of sitting over here. So I wanted to check with you and say, before I start making anything, when you do your chicken wings, the chicken themselves, do you season the chicken before you put it in the fryer, or do you only season it after with the sauce?
You know what? Officially, being from Western New York, the classic way is you don't season the wings at all. They just get fried, and then the sauce is all the seasoning. But I have to admit, if I'm making them for just Michelle and I or a party or something, I usually do sneak in a little salt, pepper, whatever I'm in the mood for. So pre-seasoning, it's never a bad thing to have a little extra seasoning. You just gotta, of course, make sure you don't overdo it at the end, because sometimes people do both and then they get in trouble.
Gotcha.
But just FYI, the classic Buffalo, New York system is raw wings right in the fryer, and then everything happens in the bowl afterwards.
I think that's what we're going to do today. So
a bowl with a pizza pan. It's always the classic thinking method.
A bowl with a pizza pan?
Yeah, so when they come out of the fryer, we'd always put them in a big stainless steel bowl, mixing bowl, and then this is the shop where you were making. And then the pizza pan goes to the top, and you do the shaker, and that's the official saucing method from the homeland.
Some of your fans have noticed that we've definitely got some cayenne. And you say you like. Say it again.
What brand of cayenne was that?
This is from Whole Foods, I think.
Okay.
Simply organic. Simply organic.
Send us something after.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna. Sriracha, yep. So, okay, I have all my ingredients ready. I can measure them out as I go. So basically everything goes in the pot at once, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the fast and easy method.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna go with my Frank's Red Hot. I'm gonna put you on my chest now. So you're gonna flip, and then you're gonna be able to watch. I won't see you, but I will see what I'm doing. I can see the top of your head. I can hear you, and I can see the top of your head. Everyone else can see you, though. So check this out. How's that for service right there?
That's good. And I assume that's a nice stick of margarine.
It's a nice stick of margarine, as per Western New York standards. We're going to go 2/3 of a cup of Frank's Red Hot, your favorite.
Don't tell Frank's, but I am sort of a Crystal Louisiana hot sauce guy. That's always the big controversy.
Oh, no.
Don't tell Frank's.
Oh, well, I'll be sure not to tell him. So why do you choose to use white vinegar on this? What is the significance of the white vinegar?
Well, like all recipes that use call for white vinegar in general, We use that when we want to add acidity with 0 extra flavor added.
Got it.
Not that, any vinegar in the world would ruin this. It's already ruined from its concept. But white vinegar is just a nice acidic hit and brings up the other flavors, and you don't have to have some, snob at your party going, I think I taste some, is that Merlot? Using a wine vinegar. So that's all.
Could you explain to me what the 1.5 tablespoons actually is? Because there are no measuring spoons that help us with a 1.5 tablespoons.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's 4.5 teaspoons, since there are 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. But writing 4.5 teaspoons generally seems more awkward than 1.5 tablespoons. And I'm trying to think of recipes where getting 1.5 tablespoons exact would really matter, and there's not that many. If you're doing like a pastry or something, you should be measuring in grams anyway.
Right.
So for something like a chicken wing sauce, you put a tablespoon in, and then you fill it halfway up, and then you're good to go.
That's kind of what I just did. So I had 1.5 tablespoons of white vinegar. I just put 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire, and I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of sriracha. Maybe a little squirt more.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm so glad you measured that.
Like, would you not have measured it?
No, I would just squirt it.
You would just squirt it, yeah. Well, that's what I know what I just did. And then cayenne, 1/4, maybe a little extra.
Why not?
Why not? I know you love the cayenne.
Keeps the COVID away.
You should hope.
By the way, legal department, that was not official. That was just a joke.
Garlic powder. And a little bit of salt. All right. We're ready to go over to the stove, melt this down.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
To all my friends in Buffalo, they are like dying right now. We realize several of those ingredients are not in the classic 2-3 ingredient buffalo sauce. So everyone relax.
All right, so we're not calling it buffalo hot sauce. We're calling it Chef John's hot sauce.
That's a good point.
Wing sauce. Okay, so I'm gonna let that melt down a little bit. I'm gonna check the temp on I'm gonna check the temp here and see how we're doing on our hot oil. I think we probably dropped down a little bit because I turned it down so it wouldn't get crazy. Oh no, we're still pretty good. Now, when we put stuff in hot oil, the temperature drops fairly significantly. So do you recommend taking them out, letting it come back up to temp, and then doing the second round?
What do you mean? You mean
like
doing batches?
Yeah.
Yeah, in general, batches are a good way to go. Not only for that reason, but there's nothing better than a freshly fried chicken wing. And so you fry a batch, you eat a batch, you BS a little, sip on your beer, and then you fry another batch. So I think it works. The batch method works on many levels. So
you're thinking that this amount of sauce will cover about 2 to 3 pounds of chicken wings, right?
Yeah, it's funny you asked, and I don't have an official answer. I'm guessing just by looking. There's no such thing as much extra sauce because that thing will keep forever.
Right.
But yeah, I'm thinking maybe like a half cup would be a pretty generous amount for a pound of wings or so. Unless you're serving them dry, which most consider from where I come from, trend nature. But there are bars that fry the wings and they put that sauce in a ramekin and they have you just dip it in, which people argue it's because it preserves the crispiness of the surface. But that's not really a hot wing, in my opinion.
I suffer through the indignity of doing that with my best friend when we go out for hot wings. He always gets the sauce on the side, and it is a little bit of it's tough. It's a tough one.
You give him some lip, I bet.
A little bit. I try to be nice,
As usual.
So I was talking to somebody recently about some of the exploits that we've had when we've done public events together, and the one that keeps coming to mind is the time I wore the live hot microphone when I went into a bathroom while you were on stage. I would love for you to tell that story from your perspective.
Well, there's not a lot to tell other than I've never, had the opportunity to do live play-by-play while my partner's in the bathroom. And what was it? Maybe 200 people in the auditorium.
It might have been more. It was a pretty big crowd.
So yeah, but I think maybe we pretended that was a bit, or maybe people assumed that was a bit. And anytime we screwed anything up, we just told people that was all part of the plan. It's all part of the show.
Absolutely.
By the way, I think all these people on Zoom are video conferencing these days are learning that same hard lesson.
Yep. Okay.
By the way, can I make a point? Can I make a quick point about the sauce?
Yes, please.
So I know a lot of food wishers, when we make pan sauces, we always reduce our liquid and then we put a little chunk of butter in at the end, and we have to keep it moving and swirl it so the butter emulsifies and thickens the pan sauce. The reason Andrew was able to start with everything in one pot and just basically bring this up to temperature and it still stays emulsified and doesn't separate into like melted butter and particles of hot sauce is because that mixture is so acidic with the vinegar and the hot sauce and the vinegar that it actually suspends that butter really effectively. So when you're using a high acid medium like that, tomato sauce even, barbecue sauces will do the same thing. You can just pretty much put a giant chunk of butter in and it almost is impossible to separate.
Cool. I'm showing everybody the inside of my kitchen because I had to go find my tongs. So here we go. We got hot wings going with the chicken wings into the fryer. So what do you think? How long do you think, if I put about 6 of these at a time, how long do you think they should be in there?
Now, that's a great question. I haven't made these in a couple of years. I'm going to say I'm an over fryer. Hey,
yeah.
Can't see. I'm a total over fryer. Basically, they're not like when they float to the surface, but when you see the bubbles change, less bubbles, which means there's less liquid coming out of the wing.
Right.
That's sort of how I tell. I almost don't really go by time. When they get a nice brown to them and the bubbles get a little smaller and less frequent, I usually think that's good.
I think I kind of cook. I kind of cook the same way.
Undercooked wing.
I definitely cook kind of the same way.
What's that?
I kind of cook the same way. I do a lot by color. I am a devotee of the the thermometer, but not for something like this. This is all about color and texture.
This does not work for that. I would say that there's nothing worse than an undercooked chicken wing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want dry. I'm not trying to eat chicken jerky, but I definitely want that meat to come off the bone in a pretty easy bite. And there really, as you I'm sure would agree, should be not even one scrap of meat left on a bone if it's properly cooked.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree 100%. I like my chicken wings a little overdone and maybe a little almost chewy. Yeah. And I soaked in sauce and forego any other accoutrement.
Yeah. So why don't we should just time this, and then that will be the official time for chicken wings. Okay.
There we go. I think I actually have no idea how long they've been in.
Someone's timing it.
Someone's timing it. That's right.
I think we're at probably 3 minutes so far, 4 minutes.
Watch this when I flip the camera. You can actually probably still see me, but I'm like over here. Hi.
Good. Look good.
Up my nose, really nice. You can get like this kind of quarter look of my face. I think I'll put you back on the chicken wings to see how that's going. Okay. So our sauce is sort of just waiting for us. It's really perfect. I tasted it. It's vinegary, it's salty, it's spicy. It's got all that going on.
And did you make sure your chicken wings were nice and dry?
I did. The first thing I did was I took them all out of the package and I put them in like 3 layers of paper towels in this container here. And then after I pulled all those paper towels out, I went in with some more paper towels and sort of just blot dried everything so they were nice and dry.
Yeah, that's a key when you're doing chicken wings, whether you do it in the oven or in a deep fryer. Make sure they're really dry, like actually if you can, dry them off and just leave them in the fridge uncovered. Save it from your other food and let them sort of air dry in the fridge for a few hours. That's always a good way to go.
So you were talking about, when we were having a discussion about these wings, that some people put baking powder on them.
Yeah.
Is that so that's a thing?
Yes. When in fact, I think I'm trying to remember. We have like about 9 different chicken wing recipes on the channel, but I think it's one of our recent ones, maybe the honey sriracha. If you toss the wings in some baking powder, is it baking powder or baking soda?
Oh.
Baking soda? I think baking soda.
Baking soda would probably be more of an astringent, where it would take it out. You take out the moisture.
It really fries the surface and chemically alters the surface slightly, so that when you put them in that hot oven and you're doing like the fake frying, but in just, with a regular conventional oven, they actually do get quite a crispy surface. I was pretty impressed.
Cool.
So if anyone wants to experiment with that, check out. Well, basically just watch every chicken wing recipe we've ever posted until you can find the one.
So I know the good portion of the people who have come today have followed you from YouTube, but for those of my fans that are here and my followers that like to follow the Work From Home Cafe, tell them where to find your stuff.
We're on YouTube. The channel's Food Witches, FOODWISHES, I believe. And
all one word, right? Yeah.
That's where you find all the stuff, and Witches on Twitter, Food Wishes on Instagram. Although, you know what, I'm pretty sad and lame on Instagram. I do, one post every 2 months, whether I need to or not. But now that I'm seeing what's possible with these live things, I might be doing more.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So you know what I made last night? I made your another controversial recipe of yours, which is the boil and bake barbecue ribs.
Yes, only controversial if you haven't made them.
Yes, it's right. They're so delicious.
So delicious.
They were great. I really loved them.
Every rule, and Southern pitmasters are rolling over in their grave. But when you're done and you're eating them, you're like, what's the problem, people?
And there was just nothing left on the bones. Like everything was so tender, and had that bite to it from the oven. It was great. I mean, honestly, I think sometimes even when you go to some barbecue places, that the ribs are tough, And my mom used to do the parboiling when I was a kid, and then put them on the barbecue. Yeah. And when I saw your recipe, I was like, well, I'm definitely trying that, because I had some really nice ribs in the freezer. Pulled them out last night, and they were terrific. They were really great.
Yeah, I mean, smoker, the classic way to do ribs is amazing and just incredible if you're a super good pit master with 100 years of experience and you can nail it. There's nothing better. But for your average backyard barbecuer, you will often end up with those kind of dry, chewy ribs because you just didn't get that sweet spot. Where they're cooked, but they're not falling apart. And so the boil and bake, we use the excuse, we rationalize it as it's something you can do in the middle of winter when you can't get outside.
Yep.
But really, it's a great method and way more foolproof than trying to do them in a smoker.
Yeah, I think so. Especially if you don't have the ability to cook outside, like I do not. Right. So that is definitely helpful. All right, here's a classic chicken wing question that I think we all need to answer. Drums or flats?
You mean for as far as favorite piece?
Yeah, do you prefer the drum side of the chicken wing or the flat side of the chicken wing?
The flat side, and it's not even close.
I agree. I'm definitely a flat man too. So if you and I are eating...
especially if you use our patented, pull the little bone out, twist it, and then suck that out, and then eat the rest of the meat off the other bone like you're just stripping it.
Yep.
And then you have the perfect boneless wing, boned in real time. There's nothing better. And then, of course, if you're really hardcore, you chew the little cartilage at the end. That's like dessert.
Yeah. meat bubble gum.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So I think we're getting close. I mean, I think these are kind of getting...
See how they're floating and the bubbles look different when you first put them in?
Yep.
The bubbles are a little tighter.
But I feel like I want to let these go a little longer. I want to get them a little more golden.
Yes.
So now, do you take them out and drain them on paper towels before you toss them in the sauce?
No. Generally, they should go, right into the bowl. Now, are you going to take them out with those tongs?
I have a slotted spoon.
Right. Do you have a spider?
Oh, a spider I don't here. I have it in my studio in New York, and I actually don't have one here in my kitchen in New Jersey, but I have this.
All right.
I know a spider is better, but a slotted spoon in a pinch will be okay.
I've never been so disappointed.
I'm sorry.
But no, the point is that that would totally work. The spider leaves on the perfect amount of oil as you pull those out 4 or 5 at a time, just in the restaurant. But what you're doing there is a pretty good simulation.
So even if I did this, right, that would be okay? Just drain.
Absolutely. In fact, I like that better than a slotted spoon, maybe.
You do? Okay. I will definitely go that route then.
Now, if you were going to do slotted spoon, because those holes look big, but they actually will trap the oil, then I would go on paper towels. So for the folks at home that are only have access to slotted spoon, which could be a fair number of people, that would be the way to go.
So let's recap on this. I'm going to read to you the recipe as we're waiting for these to brown. And if you have any additional commentary, but basically we went with 2/3 of a cup of Frank's hot sauce, a stick of cold unsalted butter, 1.5 tablespoons of white vinegar, which we have assessed as 4.5 teaspoons, 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire, 1/2 teaspoon of hot sauce, we use sriracha, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder, and salt to taste. We cooked it all at the same time, got it down to this lovely orangey reddish color, and this is ready for hot wings as soon as they come out of the fryer. We're at 375 degrees. We're doing them in small batches.
And by the way, feel free to put some hot sauce in your bowl ahead of time.
Yes. And then shall we rubber spatula, or shall we just throw them around the room?
Do you have another bowl you can put on top to shake?
Oh, that's an interesting. I don't know if
you know what? Never mind. With that few, I would just do the old toss in the air and splash all over your camera.
Okay, well, it'll be all right. We'll survive.
But generally, I like to cover it with something, a plate, and then shake that way, because then you really get some violent sauce pounded into the surface.
So these wings are definitely reacting just as you predicted. They are floating, and they are gaining color, but also losing bubbles.
Yes.
So
that's I think how French fries are done too.
Yeah, that's a really good kind of like visual trick to kind of go about when you're cooking, because I think sometimes it becomes a little tricky when you're doing fried stuff.
Yes. And so I think we're probably at about 10 minutes, maybe.
I think so. Yeah, I think, and that's typically what I think most of the time when you look at recipes online, they will tell you deep fry about 10 minutes. The skin is getting nice and brown, and you got those chewy little nubbins on the edges, which
ooh,
nubbins, delicious.
Now, so what are you doing the full-on celery and blue cheese, or?
Nah. I got some celery and carrots in the fridge, but I'm going just full-on hot wings.
Because celery literally represents 70% of the vegetable intake in Buffalo, New York in any given year.
Is that a true statistic?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if that was actually
I just want to see if I can still get you with my straight tone.
Yeah, I've been falling for it for almost a decade already, so I always fall for it.
No, that's not a bad guess though. So just like Chicago, the fixins on the hot dog, is definitely the majority of the vegetable intake in that city. I've been there, and
so how far?
I thought it was a joke, but it's actually true.
How far are you actually? You grew up not too far from Buffalo, correct?
Yeah, a couple hours, hour something. I'm south of Rochester, so it's just down the thruway.
Okay, cool. All right, I think we're gonna do what we said here. We're going to shake a little off. I'm going to start with a little sauce in the pan. I'm going to spoon some over. I know this is kind of trying to do three things at once.
Don't you have a smaller spoon you can use?
I don't have. I actually could use the smallest spoon. I know that's a Chef John thing.
Measuring cup.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We're fine.
We're good. Okay, I'm gonna pull the measuring cup out in just a second. Gonna shake that one. That's just the one. That one looks really good.
And everybody noticed he pulled those out in exact order of their size, from smallest to biggest, to allow the larger ones to get a few extra seconds of cooking. So that was next level with cooking. If I continue to just blatantly make things up.
That's okay. I'll take it. All right, so I'm gonna pour a little more of the sauce in here. Gonna stir it up. Get a little more on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now hold on. I gotta hold you still while I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Those look delicious. Can't wait to get one of those. All right.
This is the worst demo I've ever done. I get to eat nothing.
Well, unfortunately, you usually, we're both in a situation professionally where we're usually eating everything the second it comes off. So today, you have quite a few more recipes under your belt than I do. So I'm gonna take advantage of that.
Yes. And
I'm gonna put in the next batch, let those get going, and I'm gonna go for a flat. Oh, it's too hot. I gotta wait.
Yeah, you gotta wait. Come on.
Ooh, it's really hot. Okay. Well, we're back into batch 2. And as you can tell, I will be cooking chicken wings long after this Instagram Live is over today.
And you know what? I would put in about 6 more in that pot.
You think? Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Go ahead, and I'll tell you why. Because eventually, even if that was just chock full,
yeah,
that would come up to temperature, and those would cook just like the first batch. They would take longer, but they would all cook exactly the same theoretically, unless you ran out of oil or something.
Okay, yeah, no,
I think it's fine if you're using this method of the semi-shallow fry in the Dutch oven. I think that I would load it up until they're pretty much all touching.
Okay, I got room for a couple more then.
Yeah, definitely. Unless you get paid by the hour, I don't know.
No. The boss is upstairs, and I'm barely getting paid as it is. Okay, yeah, there we go. That took me back down to about half of what I have. So that means we might get to the bottom of this. But I got a little snack to eat while I'm waiting.
All right, show them that method. Pull out the little bone, twist that little bone. We can't see anything, though, so do it in front of your chest. Oh, there you go.
I'm just going to put it in my mouth.
Okay. That works, too. All I can see is your ear. Oh, that's nice. Nice and clean.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Steam coming off it. It's amazing.
And the vinegar is, not a traditional ingredient, but I think it really kind of takes it over the top, especially with all the chicken fat from the wing and the butter and so forth. So if people are afraid of using vinegar or think that's weird, definitely give it a try. I think you're going to be glad you did.
That was really delicious, I have to say.
It looked really good.
I know, it's really good. And even though you're looking up my nose right now, I'm a happy guy because I got probably enough chicken wings here to create at least 2 heart attacks.
And you're lucky you can't invite anybody over to share them.
Well, I have a few people here, but they claim that they don't like to eat a lot of meat until I make meat.
So, did I ever tell you my boneless chicken wing story?
I would gather you probably have, but why don't we talk again? Tell it again.
So, I'm from, as we've determined, Western New York. Grew up on chicken wings, and while I enjoy eating them off the bone, and that's part of the experience, the thought of eating a boneless chicken wing is kind of alluring. Just getting all the good stuff with no work. So I'm in this restaurant, and I believe it was California. Early in my career, young cook, 20-something, and I see on some sports bar menu boneless buffalo chicken wings, and I'm imagining some poor prep cook that had to just debone all these chicken wings that I'm now going to be able to just grind on, unencumbered by pulling out bones. Or, oh my God, speaking of bones. So I order a batch, and what comes out of the kitchen is just strips of chicken breast tossed in buffalo chicken wing.
Oh.
So of course,
Sacrilege.
because I'm me, I have to call the server over or the bartender. I forget if I was at the bar table. And I'm like, excuse me, not to complain, but these are in no way, any shape or form, boneless buffalo chicken wings. This is a chicken breast that the chef cut in like 6 pieces and tossed in Frank's hot sauce. And he's like, yeah, boneless chicken wings. And so anyway, it was a whole thing. I was trying to, defend my homeland, and they weren't buying it. They're like, dude, it's all, if it has the sauce on it, you can call it hot wing or boneless chicken wings. And anyway, it was maybe the most disappointed I've ever been in a sports bar, other than every other time I've watched the Giants at a sports bar, because they always lose.
I've been avoiding the discussion with you about the Giants for at least 8 months.
Yeah. For those people out there that don't know what we're talking about, we're both hardcore and tragically so New York Giants football fans. And hey, we won a few Super Bowls a few decades ago, but it's been lean times.
John and I have been texting one another on Sundays for the better part of a decade, and most of the time we're just lamenting the awfulness.
Why the blank would they do that?
Right, exactly. And then draft day, we're always talking on draft day, and again, drowning our sorrows. Look, guys, the wings I made, I ate half of them already.
Speaking of which, it could be worse. We could be Buffalo Bills fans.
Well, they're going to take over the division this year, right?
I know. I might secretly have to root for them. My sister Valerie, and brother-in-law Rick and niece Allie are big Buffalo Bills fans. And anyway, maybe my niece Brittany is too. I'm not sure of her football affiliations, but the people in my hometown are almost exclusively Buffalo Bills fans. And then there's a few of us whose parents grew up in New York that are Giants fans or Jets fans.
Oh, we're tragically, all New York football fans are tragically cursed right now, at least.
So what is the heat level on those wings?
I find, I like them super spicy, and these are somewhere in the neighborhood of mildly spicy. I don't think they're particularly hot.
Okay.
My mouth is kind of tingly from the hot sauce, but my housemate here, Nicolo, who some of my work from home cafe people have met already, he is a bit sensitive to hot sauce, and he hiccups when he eats too much. Yeah, when he eats something too spicy, he hiccups. So this will be the test when he comes down later and tries these. And if he hiccups, then we'll know that we've hit the right amount of spice for most people.
I think I heard to counterbalance that, if you get hiccups from eating hot, spicy foods, ice cream cools it down and takes it away.
Is that true?
No.
Oh.
I got you again.
Well, I have to ask the question.
Actually, it's I can't prove it's not true. So maybe do some tests.
Well, we live in a post-truth society, so.
That's true. As long as enough people believe you and you tell them what they would like to hear, not what it actually is, they seem to be into that.
I think you're right.
And that's as political as we'll be getting today.
That's absolutely true.
And by the way, not that I didn't enjoy hearing about your tingly mouth, but I was actually talking about the heat on the wings and the oil.
Oh, we should have been at about 375, and let's see.
No, the heat plane, you have it on full blast?
Oh no. It's
right.
it's actually very low for this because
I would crank it up a little bit.
Okay. So you think we're moving a little slow here? Okay.
Well, no, only because we put in those extra
Okay, yeah. Let me check the temp.
Unless the oil starts getting over 375, which it won't with all those wings in it, I don't think you can. I don't think you can be too high of a heat.
Oh, you're right. It's low.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're boiling wings. Actually, you know what you're doing? You're making wing confit.
Oh, even better.
You know the difference between wing confit and buffalo wings on a menu?
You're gonna tell me.
About $5 an order.
Just put that French word at the end.
Put the French word in. That's like the time I ordered a beef haché, and
yes,
I was served a hamburger.
Yes, absolutely.
And I was like, wow, that's if you call it haché and you put some cornichons near it, you can charge an extra $4.
And a brioche bun.
Brioche, of course, yes.
The chicken wings are down to 2.
Excuse me, I got to take a sip of my vodka.
I have a buddy who's turning 50 today, so I have to have a birthday drink with him on Zoom when we're done here today. So I'll have some chicken wings, and he will feel left out of the chicken wings, just like you are.
Yes, it's hurting to watch this.
Yeah, I think that.
I got a technical question.
Yes.
At the top of the screen, it says 106 people are watching. It's been like that the whole time.
No, I have it changing on mine.
Okay.
So at the end, we'll get a full count of how many people actually tuned in, even for a little bit. And right now, I think we have somewhere in like between 70 and 100 people watching live.
Hello,
so I can't see the comments right now because it's in the bracket to hold the phone.
Yes.
So I can't see it. But I don't know what the comments are saying. So it's hard for me to gauge the interaction.
I can't see them either for some reason. So let's just assume they're amazing with positive.
Well, I mean, what we can do is I'm going to take you out of the bracket for a minute because I think we've been looking at frying chicken wings for a while. Oh, there we are. Okay.
Hey.
Oh, wow. Look at all these. Chef John is the most chilled out ever. Can use vegetable, canola, peanut, or any high heat oil. Yes, that is actually correct.
In fact, olive oil, by the way, people get scared to fry in olive oil. Olive oil is a great thing to fry in if you don't use the super fruity, fresh, ultra virgin.
Well, doesn't that, but with the olive oil, isn't it not that great in high heat?
Certain ones are, but then you see Italians frying like scallopini in a pan on like 7,000 degrees, and it seems to be delicious. So I think that maybe that's more of a health thing, the radicals.
Maybe, but I'm using.
Would be the ultimate. But who the hell's got that much lard laying around? If you do, you got other issues. So
yes.
Canola.
It says here, what's your guy's favorite sauce for chicken wings? I think we've established that Frank's Red Hot is sort of, and you had one other that you really liked. You said.
Well, the Crystal Louisiana hot sauce. A lot of hot sauce aficionados will tell you that is a superior hot sauce, just flavor-wise. Frank's is I think a little more vinegary maybe. The other one has a little more of the pepper elements. But when you start talking like that, you're way overthinking buffalo chicken wings.
Oh, we got a true fact. Sipping vinegar helps hiccups. Now we'll have to try that out. I'm going to try that out on Nico later.
That sounds like someone's punking you guys, but I think you should try it. I think my ice cream idea is actually better than that, but.
Apparently, some people feel you should be doing the cooking.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Although you did an absolutely phenomenal job, I have to say.
Well, a lot of people were interested in the temperature of the oil, which I've said a couple of times is 375, and I've checked it a few times, and we've jacked it up just recently, and I'm going to do this again now. I'm going to look and see where we're at.
That oil, after it was 375, was never close to 375 again, which is fine. Just like when you do pan-fried chicken, the oil temperature drops to 300, and it stays there usually.
Yeah,
which is enough.
I don't mind if it becomes a confit anyway. I like it that way. I like it like sinewy and
as long as it's cooked and
Yeah.
the outside skin gets rendered out a little bit, you're good. And
Yeah.
you're gonna. That's the funny thing. People, all these tips and tricks and hacks for the ultimate crispy skin chicken wing and bake fried, get it like a, and then they put sauce on it, and 5 seconds later it's wet.
Exactly. Right.
So you know, it's a little bit of it's big to do about nothing, but as long as it's coming off the bone, you did a good job. That's really the best.
So we got some friends here from Alaska that are loving you. Some people are talking about margarine, which we've talked about a little bit in the beginning. Let's see what else.
Oh, speaking of Alaska,
yes.
if anyone ever has access to the salmon fins wings, salmon wings,
Salmon
you
wings.
have to know someone that catches lots of salmon. They take the fins off with a little bit of the meat around the fin, and you fry those with the exact same sauce. It is one of the greatest things you will ever eat.
That's amazing. Yes, 375. We're still talking about the oil heat. 375. We're trying for 375. It's hard to maintain that oil temp, so we've been sort of vacillating a little bit, but we're definitely trying for 375. We got people from California. We got people from Ohio. We got people from London. We're all over the place. It's terrific.
In London, they would add a few knobs of butter to the sauce.
Knobs, yes, a couple of knobs of butter. Have you watched? There's this guy. Oh God, what is he? His name is Nat. He's an Aussie, and he's this crazy comedian that does cooking now since the pandemic, and he's just funny and he's cursing and he's a scream. I love him.
I'll have to check it out. I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, I've posted a couple of things from him. I'm gonna do that again later in case anybody's interested.
Cool.
I'm checking on the wings. We're getting close to color again, so this is nice.
Were there any really insane questions we got?
I'm looking. I'm scrolling through. Saskatchewan, Ukraine, a big knob of butter. They love big knob of butter. California wine country. Hey, that's where you like to be. Uganda. All right. Death to jar sauce. Yes, that's the guy. That's the guy. Death to jar sauce. Somebody remind me of his name. Nat. I think it's Nat something is his handle. He's really, really great. Ask for the beard regimen if it doesn't apply to me because I'm curious. The beard regimen is that I trim it very, very often. I condition and I use beard wax and I brush it every day. I brush it. So that's the beard.
There's no way someone actually asked that question.
Yeah, it's the beard
this
regimen.
Entire live event was an excuse for you to tell people how you condition your beard. I cannot believe I got suckered into this.
Yes, well, you know, that's what happens.
Laugh, my friend.
That's what happens. That's what happens. You get in with me, and it's going to become my agenda. You know, so it's going to be. Although our beards, from the time we met, man, our beards have gotten considerably grayer.
Yes, and I wish I knew what was causing these age spots.
It just might be the calendar, my friend.
I find that hard to believe.
I know. Oh, these look great. These are looking great. I think we're actually at around 10 minutes, and I'm going to show you again what our color looks like, and maybe you can weigh in on this. But we still got a lot of bubbles.
Yeah, and see, we put a ton in there, and they're basically frying the same.
Yeah, but I'm going to give it a little longer. I want them to get a little bit more cooked.
Yeah, I like when the skin gets almost a little bit of, it's kind of a, if there's a word for a combination of crispy and leathery.
Yes, I love the leathery.
I bet the Germans have a combination word for crispy and leathery.
I'll ask. I'm living with one right now, so
they have
I'll have to ask.
A long word for every weird combination of things.
Hello, yes, Moonchild Rarities. She says, I don't know you, but I'm sure you're amazing too. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Which one is she talking to?
Oh, me, of course.
Okay. Well, I don't want to assume.
No, of course. Touch of gray.
You've got more Instagram followers than I do.
Only by a couple. Let's be honest. It's not that many.
Wait till I start trying, and then we're going to see.
That's right. As soon as you start trying, I'm done. That's it. I'm finished. I'm gonna have to invite you over more often. Chef John, what's your mustache routine?
Yes. I wake up and I have a mustache and I go to bed and I wake up, it's still there. No, I have no routine. Just a little electric clipper. I try to keep it off the lip and not going too far east and west. I don't want to look like that guy in that movie. So and that's all I'm going to talk about my mustache.
We're being asked. Boss Man Wax and Oil, we're being told, is going to work for us. So, what's the most difficult dish that either of us have cooked? You can go first.
Most difficult. Well, there's not. I wouldn't say difficult, but I still have nightmares about my attempt at crispy cauliflower fries. Because you have to start with 800 pounds of cauliflower that you puree and then cook, and then squeeze out all the moisture, and it's just so much work. And when you're done, they didn't come out crispy, and they were just like wet brown logs of fried cauliflower flesh. And I found that incredibly difficult, just emotionally and spiritually. that I invested a whole day, and I had like 6 fries that weren't even fries, and I've never been so disappointed. As far as difficult, yeah, that's a tough one because I don't know what they mean by difficult. Like, is it hard effort or that it was hard to nail perfectly? I
interpret that question whenever I get it as emotionally, because I have the same answer I always give. Is I had to cook a beef tongue one time, and it was just really, really traumatic. So,
well, the most difficult thing I've ever cooked, I was invited to over to a girlfriend's house. She was having some friends over for dinner, and she had bragged about my extensive skills and asked if I could help her cook a simple pasta and shrimp dish, which of course I was glad to do. I'm very excited to show off for her friends and her. And I got over there, and she went in the kitchen and put the pasta in the water, boiling water, and then called me in to sort of finish it off for her. And I went in, and as it's boiling, I looked on the package, and it was, and this was before the days of decent gluten-free product. This was like 20 years ago, and it was like grain-free, egg-free, wheat-free, you name it, it was free of it. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going to hold this together, and nothing did. It literally started falling apart in the water, and so I quickly screamed for a strainer, which he did not have. So I'm trying to pull this wet, sloppy, non-noodles out of boiling water with tongs. And anyway, needless to say, it went to the table, and it looked like the worst pasta anyone's ever made in the history of the world. And then I'm sitting there after she's bragged about my cooking skills, and the other people were just horrified, and I had to sit there while everyone ate what looked like oatmeal.
That's awful.
So that was probably my most difficult. That was our last.
How those look?
Those look perfect.
We're going back into the.
Those look very eatable.
Oh, they are. I'm going to have a few while I'm waiting for this next batch to cook. And then we're going to answer some more questions.
Good.
All right, I think I got enough in there now. There's cooking up a storm. What
about a giant fried turkey wing?
Maybe. Why not?
And you could pretend you're really small.
All right, I'm looking now. I'm getting yelled at for using the tongs. We've already been over this.
You got to get a spider for both houses. Come on.
So here's this, guys. I saw a couple of comments saying, imagine cooking with a legend like Chef John. And I'll do you one better. Not only have I gotten to cook with him, I've actually had my birthday dinner cooked by him. This past January, I was in San Francisco, and I got the honor of having Chef John make my birthday dinner. How about that?
As I remember, I think you did as much cooking as I did, but thank you.
That was fun. We had a good time. It was definitely a team effort. I can't wait to do it again. We really enjoy cooking together. So we're doing it from 3,500 miles away, but
I think that was the last time we actually were with people that we weren't married to.
Oh, really?
I mean, as far as the group.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
We got some people from Hawaii. We got some people from Hawaii. We got
Aloha.
Forks Don't Lie. We got some Chef John fans in the house. You have some more hearts on your shoulder.
My Moco Loco.
Okay, we have somebody who says, I would pay Chef John $1 million to cater my wedding. Okay, I'm his business manager, and we accept.
Yes, we do.
We accept. I will come as a package deal and take the pictures for $1 million.
Yes, that's a good deal.
Okay, so you just contact me, and we'll broker that deal. Not a problem at all.
I do have one contingency in the contract, though. I actually get the first dance with the bride.
Okay.
I know it's unreasonable, but that's just...
It's completely unreasonable.
It is.
Oh, that would be a good contest. Meal prepared by Chef John. All right, well, we can work that out. We got all kinds of new business ideas floating around these days. So we gotta do what we gotta do. Allegedly, right. We have Egyptian fans here. I saw Hawaii earlier. We have people from everywhere. How long ago was it that you were with people you weren't married to? For us, it's been like 3 months. 2 months. A little over 2 months. Yeah. You need a couple of assistants.
Since lockdown started.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. At least the Giants aren't as bad as the Cleveland Browns. Yes! You made me feel better today.
No one is bad.
You made me feel better today.
Be bad. The team might be bad, but at least the uniforms are ugly. Oh, yeah. That's a nice one.
Well,
you're not even going to pretend to try to use my method for the flat?
No, well...
No, I know there's no pictures on the scorecard, but...
No, I know. They were hot, so they're hot in my hand. I'm kind of a wimp.
Take those out?
Yeah.
The first batch you ate already, wow.
Oh, yeah, we're on the second batch now. So,
yeah, I like your can lighting.
Thank you.
Very nice.
What was that one? Hold on. Chef John, what are you making for dinner tonight? I'm making filet mignon with baked potato. All right. Cool.
Yeah, well, that pandemic really seems to be, putting a damper on your menu choices.
You're making...
I have no idea what I'm making. We're living like minute by minute. Since we don't have any groceries in the store and we're not shopping until tomorrow, it could be one of those tuna pasta nights.
Oh.
A little canned tuna in oil, little Andy caper, olive oil, some spaghetti. That sounds like a possibility.
So one person said that since her husband has been cooking with your recipes, their marriage is better. So you're like a marriage therapist too.
I get, thank you for that. And I do get those emails once in a while. And they're, very inspiring. And also sometimes people overshare. Oh my God, there's 2 of you now. What happened?
Somebody said my beard would look good purple. So I was trying to figure out how to make my beard purple, but I guess I can't. I wouldn't mind. I don't mind. A little purple's fine. I got punk rock roots. I'm all good. Celebrity deathmatch with Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, right? If I had hair, I'd be doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Gordon won't do it. He won't have a cook-off with me. Our people have tried. Apparently he's so sure he would lose that he just doesn't want to get into it.
My daughter just chimed in. My daughter Julia just chimed in. She says, as Andrew's daughter, yes, dye your beard purple. All right. Well, we're in pandemic time. I'm going to come out of this a whole new man. Use the thing to hold the wing while eating the hot wing. Use the tings. Use the tings. The tongs. Oh, I understand. No, I don't want to do that. That seems dangerous. All right, we're going to check on these wings.
Use your escargot tongs.
Yeah, my escargot tongs. Because I don't even have a spider here, but I have an escargot tongs. Is it time for alcohol yet?
I don't know. How much time do we have left in the feed?
5 minutes? 6 minutes?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do a pop.
Yeah, well, somebody asked what that thing was behind you. and I didn't answer, but I know what it is. But
This?
you can answer. Yeah, your decoration.
That's a mirror.
All right. This is to Chef John for joining me. For joining me today.
That's to you. Where's mine? Hold on.
You gotta have yours there. There it is.
Salute.
Your vodka.
Ah, some good water. Hold on.
Turkish cuisine.
My vegan taxidermy.
Very nice.
Made out of old Canadian varnish tins.
Say what?
Before you don't get on other people's Instagram live.
It's okay. I think
Right,
I think our yeah, we got a couple like do you like Turkish cuisine? What's your favorite late night snack? What's Michelle's favorite meal?
My favorite late night snack. I don't know. Is it weird that I like to do? I'll do a soft boiled egg late at night. That's kind of one I like to go with.
Really? That's a good one. I like.
You know
I like that.
Those little thick fried crisp crackers.
Yeah.
You spread that with goat cheese, and then drizzle it with honey. That's a great late night snack. Or
Hey, listen, everyone. So tomorrow on Fridays, I do another live feed at 6 o'clock, and it's called Drinks and DJs. And I have Nico, my housemate. He plays music. He's a DJ, so he puts out the DJ equipment. And I come up with a cocktail for the day, and we mix some cocktails and share some stories and talk. And sometimes people jump in like this, and we have a good time. So if you want to come back tomorrow, 6 o'clock, you join me. Maybe Chef John will make an appearance. Who knows? And we'll have a couple more of these, and we'll have some fun on a Friday and check off another box, another week of pandemic under our belt.
By the way,
so,
what were you drinking?
Just a shot of Jameson. It's a pregame. I'm pre-gaming for my buddy's birthday Zoom that we're going to do in a few minutes. So I'm just doing a little pregame.
If you remember when you were 50?
Yeah, you know, it was only 14 months ago.
Do you feel any different?
No, I actually feel younger now than I did when I was a younger man.
You never felt so immature.
No, I feel really immature. I have more free time, so I have more fun. So it's all good.
That's a secret. You got to stay that way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pacific DT for tomorrow would be 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. I forgot to mention that. Okay, we have 1:32 remaining, and I want you to take us out today because you are our special guest, and you did a great job, and it was great to have you, and I hope that we could do it again.
So take us out. Is that industry term for end the show?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, that killed 15 seconds.
Exactly.
No, thank you for inviting me. That was great. I have not had buffalo chicken wings in like a long time. So I'm totally like, did I drool? I could have drooled. My mouth was literally watering. So great job. I think people got some decent tips, and you don't need a deep fryer, as you proved. And if people don't want to do the frying on the stove, we have like at least 3 or 4 really good baked chicken wing recipes that the same sauces all work with. As long as you get your wings cooked, any sauce will work with them. So don't be afraid to try these. And buy the big chicken wings. Have the butcher go to the case, have them pick up a bag, and then you cut them in half yourself. They're always way bigger, way juicier, way better. They always package the worst ones to put in the case that are pre-wrapped. So that's, I think, my last official tip.